screen you'll be implementing is the notification list view. So when we click on the notification list button, it displays the view. As you can see, the user has the option to remove or delete unwanted notifications. For example, wash the car, it can be deleted. You can also delete the more Swift UI. And then if we go back to the notification list view, you'll see that there's only one notification that's in the list now. And this notification is set to be displayed on the 5th of January, the 5th of February at 9 AM. So that is what we're implementing today. Within your Xcode project, create the following notification list view and select Swift UI as a file. Enter the name of the file, which is called notification list view. We can delete the preview if we're not using it in this example. The next thing we need to do online or after line 10, add an at state variable. At state private var filtered notification, filtered notifications, and this will be an array of UN notification requests. And also we need to import user notification. So just type in user notifications on line 9. And then we can delete lines 14. We need a navigation view. And then within the navigation view, we will include a list. And the list will include the pending notifications, filtered notifications, ID, / dot identifier, and that makes all the objects in the list unique. Notification in. We need a VStack alignment dot leaving spacing 8 text notification dot content dot body dot font headline dot foreground color dot primary. So now we have styled the text element of the notification content.body. The next thing we need to do is to style the date within the list. format date, a format date function doesn't exist, so we need to create that function now. You can create that function anywhere after line 26. Func format. Func formatted date from trigger UN notification trigger, and that will return a string, which is the date that's been formatted. Guard let trigger equals trigger as UN calendar notification trigger, else return NA. On line 30, it checks to see if the trigger is of type UN calendar notification trigger, and then if it is, it will get the trigger, and then it does a conversion, and then it puts a return value into the trigger variable. But if the trigger is not an actual date-based trigger, or if some error happens, then it will just return NA on this line, on line 31. Now we just type in let date equals trigger dot next trigger date. Date. Now it gets the trigger date from the trigger, but if the date doesn't exist, it just assigns and gets the default date and assigns it into the date. This is just for like a bit of error handling and validation, so the application does not crash, and that's why we're doing safe unwrapping. Let date formatter equals date formatter. So create an instance of the date formatter object. Date formatter dot date format equals NNN D YYY HH NNA. On line 37, we're formatting the date. So the date format will be, for example, Jan 1, which is the first, 2023, and the time will be formatted as 01:00 PM, for example. And the time element is here, which is A, that's for the time. And now we can return the formatted date. We just type in return date formatter string from date. I'll just compile it to make sure it's correct. The next function that we need to create is the remove notification function. We can create this anywhere off line 39. Func remove notification with identifier string. UN user notification dot current remove pending notification by using this identifier. So here we're passing in an array of identifiers, which are notification IDs that we can remove from the notification center. If let index is equal to self filtered notifications dot first index $0 dot identifier. So now we're looping through the array elements to see if the identifier of the notification object is equal to the identifier that we passed into the function, this function. So if it's found, that should be two equal signs there. So if it's found, then using the index, we need to then delete the notifications, delete that notification from the notifications list. So we just passed in the type in remove. So this remove method of the array, we pass in the index that we want to delete from the notification. So that will delete the notification that we selected from the list and then delete it from the user notification center. I'll just compile it now. Compiled, so it's good. The next method we need to create is fetch filtered notifications. And the purpose of this function is to fetch all the pending notifications. Func fetch filtered notification UN user notification center dot current dot get pending notifications. We don't need the confusion handler. Request in. So now we're inside the closure. And now we need to filter the notifications based on whether it's a trigger date in the future or not. If now first we need to do a let statement, let filtered request equals request dot filter request in, so it should be request in. If let trigger equals request dot trigger as UN calendar notification trigger, so what that is doing, it does a check to see if the trigger is date based, if it's the correct date. And then afterwards it'll be checking to see if future dates are triggers as well. So we type in return trigger next trigger date. Date and then what we need to do now is to return true. And then after line 39, we type in self dot filtered notifications is equal to filter request. And what that does, it updates the state variable with the filtered list of notifications on this line, line 41. There's an error on line 32, cannot find request in scope. Request, I spelled it incorrectly. That should be request with an S at the end. It should have an S at the end as well. So on line 30, the request should have an S at the end. And on line 32, the request that should have an S at the end. I'll just compile it now. It's compiled, so that's good. The next thing we need to do is go back to our notification list view on line 21, and then now we can format the date of the notification trigger. So we just type in formatted date from notification dot trigger. There's a bracket in here. There should be 2 brackets, another bracket there, a comma, and then a final bracket at the end. Now we need to style the date by using the font dot subheadline dot foreground color dot secondary. Next thing we need to do is to create a button so that the user can delete the notifications that they do not want. Remove notification with notification identifier. And then the button needs a caption, which is called remove dot foreground color dot red dot padding 8 dot background color is white dot corner radius is 10 dot shadow radius 5 dot frame max width dot infinity alignment dot leading dot list row insets edges, edge inserts. After line 37, enter dot navigation bar title, notification list, dot on appear fetch filtered notifications. Now I'll run it to see if it works or not. I'll click on the notification list, so we should see upcoming notifications, like future notifications. Oh, we have forgotten to update something. Within the content view, we need to change it so that it calls the notification list view. So go within your notification view. On lines 44, within your content view, open your content view, locate line 44, and change this parameter to be show notification list so that we will show the view. And then the name of the view that we want to show is notification list view. I'll rerun it again now. Oh yeah, there's another mistake, which is the toggle on line 33. That should be show notification list. Show notification list. Let's run it again. So now, when I click on the notification list, we should see the future notifications. But it's not there. But maybe we have to recreate the notification because I'm using a different simulator. So I'll try it again. Let's call it, the Xcode is a bit slow now. Call it tester. As you can see now, it displays a list of the notifications. Because in the previous example, I was using a different simulator, so it must be saved within that sandbox for that simulator. So now I will stop the simulator and then just rerun it just to make sure it is communicating with the notification center. Yes, it is. As you can see, the notification is there. So let's just see if the notification executes. Yes, it executed to do and tester at 3 minutes past 10 p.m. on January the 22nd, 2024. We can now remove that notification. Click on the notification list again, and there's no notification in the list. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.